What's that? I'm on the board. Oh yeah, that's a large me right there.
I'm curious, what's up with the hamburger?
All right, we'll get to the hamburger here in just a second. So we're gonna flip this kind of in sequence, so then that way we can record this one for the virtual learners at home right there. What I need you to do right now is for chapter 15, section 3, if you will go ahead and go on to page 423 and open up your hmo.sville.us. At the tail end of this one, before we get into taking our chapter 15, section 2 quiz, I want to make sure we're going to go through this kind of sequence. Talking to technology yesterday, found a way to, I can't PDF download a book, so you can actually look at it at home, and whenever your hmo.sville doesn't work at home, or your myhrw doesn't work at home, you can always have a book. But anyway, we found a way where you can download your book at school per unit. So then that way, when you get home, it doesn't matter if you have internet or not have internet, you can view it offline. So then that way you don't have to worry about logging in and all that other stuff. You got a book that's already there. So I'll talk about that at the tail end. Okay. Your overall test for the second semester are going to change a little bit. You'll have a actual 20 question test that is going to start to resemble what you're going to take whenever you're a junior in U.S. history for your U.S. history exit exam, the one to be able to get you to graduation. So the good news is what the social studies test look like whenever you get for the actual test itself is going to be about 50% maps, graphs, and charts. Okay. If you read the question and you look for the answer, it is 1,000% guaranteed to be right there in front of you. Okay. So 50% of your answer choices for the test are going to be right there. The other 10 questions are going to be multiple choice, are going to be vocabulary, are going to be information, are going to be matching, stuff like that. So just like with your exit test, 50%, you're guaranteed a 50 if you only answer the map, graph, or chart and you look at it and you find it. You're guaranteed a 75 if you answer half of the other questions correctly. Okay, and then it just keeps going up from there. So it bumps up your chances of doing very, very well on a test. So we're going to kind of look at some of those skills that are on there. If you go to page 423 and you look at this map, I'm going to ask you 4 questions. We're going to kind of go through how we find these answers to it. So the first thing that you're going to do is on page 423. Zimbabwe is located between what 2 rivers? Okay. Zimbabwe is located in between what 2 rivers? And then we will look at Zimbabwe. You're going to find it with, of course, the black dot and the solid black lettering for the name of the town. Okay. Some of the, and I don't care if you mispronounce them right now. You try your best. Okay. Tell me one of the rivers that is. Okay. The one above it, it's actually an E. So it's Zambezi River. Okay. It's hard to see on that spelling whenever you zoom it in right there. So the Zambezi is to the north of Zimbabwe. Butchie?
The Limpopo.
Okay. So the Limpopo River. Okay, very good. So that's on the south, the other's on the north. Okay, guaranteed 100 because it's right there. Question and answer, you know what it is. Okay, number 2. Would the summer monsoons blow ships toward or away from Africa? Would the summer monsoon winds blow ships toward or away from Africa? Darren? Away. Okay. What color is the summer monsoon? Purple. So if I'm looking down here at this legend right there, it details it for me. The purple is the summer, The blue is the winter. That's a big thing to know, because if I am in the summer and I know I want to go trade in India, okay, I'm going to go trade. If I'm in the winter and I want to go trade to India, it's probably better for me to go on land, because I don't have powerful engines to get my boat to where I want to go. My men probably don't have enough endurance to go into the headwind and row and row and row. So based upon seasonal trades, it would tell me I need to go to India in the summer. I need to expect the people from India to come to me in the winter, so that way we can speed up our travel. We can speed up our trade. We can take more things, because that wind is going to push me where I want to go. Okay. Number 3, what raw material comes from the Savannah region? What raw material comes from the Savannah region? How come that was so easy, Miss Peyton? Yeah. Okay. Well, the first thing I would do, and I'm gonna come back to you for the answer. First thing I was doing, look at my legend, and it's gonna say that the light green is Savannah. So I'm gonna start looking. And you've seen some of the maps where they have like pictures on them of like a gold bar, or it's got like a skull and crossbones, or it's got something else that's on there. Okay. This one doesn't have any of that information on there, so it can't tell me on the map. But then if I slide up here, I was like, oh, right here. And Peyton, what's the answer? There you go. Every woman's favorite, leopard skin. We went to church Sunday and there was like 4 people that were wearing some form of jaguar or leopard skin print. Of course, my wife was one of them, and she wasn't happy, especially when my mother-in-law popped out of her car and they were both wearing the same type print, and they were going to be sitting within 6 foot of each other. So she wasn't very happy with her mom on that one. Leopard skin tells me the answer right there. Raw material, easy money. All right. Kilwa is about how many miles from Sofala by sea? I'm going to even help you out a little bit. I'm going to give you some answer choices so we can kind of look at the difference in this. A is 250, B is 1500, C is 1000, and D is 2000. Okay. Kilwa is about how many miles from Sofala by sea? Need somebody. Jack, you haven't answered one yet. 1,000. Okay. So tell me how you got that. Okay. So you use the old nub, and then you figured out how to measure. How did you measure it? The ruler? We'll say the ruler. Anybody else got a different answer? Okay. 1,000's a consensus answer. This is where they get you, right here. Okay. So your answer choices are A, 250. Is everybody in unanimous agreement that 250 is not the answer? Okay. So they got one I can throw out. 2,000, they could have tricked you, because on the chart it says 2,000 kilometers, right? So we're asking in miles, not kilometers. That one's out the window because it's miles and not kilometers. So there's 2 questions or 2 answers left, 1,500 and 1,000. Okay. And we'll walk over the board and leave this. So if I get my ruler out here, because this would be the first thing you would think, find something that measures the same. All right, there's 1,000 miles right there. Okay. There is 1,000 miles right there, correct? Jack, is that what you did? Okay, what's the problem with that?
It's by land, not sea.
There you go. It's by land and not sea. That's how they trick you, because it says 1,000. So in this box that's over here, it says sea route, or you can just travel down the coastline. So here is 1,000 miles right here. That's as close as I can get by sea. And then there's about half of my 1,000. So the answer is what? 1,500. It's B. Okay. That's why you really got to go back and read and reread the question and make sure you guarantee you got the answer out there, because that last little bit by C. Okay. And, I've done this plenty of times to where you're just wanting to find the answer in a hurry. So as soon as you think you've read the question, you go and you find the answer so you can get done with it, and you're real quick about it. And then you go back and just check it one more time. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't see that. Kind of like some of those tests the teachers give you, and it says answer all of the questions with the false answer. Okay, some of y'all had some of that in like a science test or something this week or something maybe. All right, so you got to make sure you read the directions and see what it is. Okay, so anyway, your test coming up, they're going to be half like these. Okay, there will be half of the content that is there. All right, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to go and just look up at the board right here. I'm gonna trade my front window. Oh well. Okay, so there is 4 boxes on the board. If I can get that out of the way. There we go. There's 4 boxes that are on the board. All right, 1,100 Bantu speaking people migrate to the East Coast. Trade increases and Swahili languages develop. 1,300 more than 35 trading cities on coast. And 1488 Portuguese conquer Sofala, Kilwa, and Mombasa. Here's what I want you to do. On your notes, add this to your notes that you've been working on with section 1 and 2. Okay. The first one is going to be titled East Coast Trade Cities. And then you're going to duplicate this right below it. Okay. Duplicate East Coast Trade Cities right below it. What the information is in the box, all that good stuff. And then we'll talk about what the hamburger is here in just a second.
Larry got second. I saw him in the hallway. He looked really happy. Yes, I love Larry.
And Larry probably thought nothing different of it. Just continue flowing on through the day.
Mr. Bird said I could go up there. Corbin just sat there for an hour and go across. He did beat Sharp and Long.
He drained a 3 last year at the tournament and he beat space. From the corner, like splashed it. And everybody was going to side. Even on our bench too, we were like, hey, you should splash on my lady. How's it feel?
Probably not very good.
We're getting a good Larry conversation on my Zoom recording right here.
Oh, they're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're here. In case you missed out on Larry.
Larry's everywhere.
Hey, you good over there? Yes, sir. All right. You got the notes down? Mm-hmm. You get that leopard skin from Swahili land over there in the East Coast?
I don't know.
It's a raw material transported from there.
It's been my favorite print for a while now.
I think it's a lot of people.
So Coach Bosman likes to work.
Mm-hmm. You know it. All right, so the couple of things that this does, it resembles a timeline, but without as much information on it. So it doesn't say a date, an event, and a date, an event, and a date, an event over and over and over and over. Okay? It just puts it into a box that's there. But it has a pattern of how the box goes. And that's how the hamburger kind of works out on there. All right. So the hamburger part right here, the bun, the lettuce and the cheese. I know I'm not an artist. Lettuce and the cheese, the quarter pounder right there, and then the heel of the bun at the bottom. If you put them in order, all right, the first part, I mean, you got to have a good bun for the hamburger or else it just doesn't look as appealing. You go to Grump's and you order a jalapeno sourdough one, and it makes the hamburger even taste better. So you got good fresh lettuce, good cheese, that's in between. You got the good meat there, and then the heel is the last thing, and you can live without it, but it also tells the ending of the story. It holds it all together, okay? So this is how this goes. The first box that's there tells how it all began. That is their upward rise. Bantu-speaking people migrate to the East Coast. That's what starts it all, okay? That's what gets things going for this box. The last box, number 4, is their downward demise. Portuguese conquer. So Fala, Kilwa, and Mombasa. That's the end of them. If you don't have documentation of what went on with your society, we don't know sometimes how all of them ended because they weren't able to write in history how they went down. All right. It'll say like some speculate this. You still write it in the box because that's what's speculated to be their downward decline. In between here, just like number 2 and number 3, is it's the good stuff in the middle. Okay. What good things did they do? Well, they increased the Swahili language. They made more than 35 trading cities on the coast, and then they crashed. Okay. Tells the ending time, but I mean, that was a good run. They went from 1100 to 1488. So, got about what, 388 years worth of good stuff going on in there. So the dates tell us why and how long it was important for. All right, for your assignment today, for your notes for section 3, there's 3 of them to do. And you've just done one of them for free right up here. So that's East Coast trade cities. What you'll do is you'll look in your MyHRW or hmo.sville.us, and you'll go through and create Great Zimbabwe. What led them to the uprise? What was the 2 good things in the middle? What caused them to fall down? Mutapa, what led them to the uprise? What were 2 good things in the middle? What caused them to fall down? Okay, you'll recreate those same boxes 2 more times for these different 2 headings of Great Zimbabwe and Mutapa. Okay, the other thing you have to do is you need to take your section 2 quiz. Okay, so you'll go to Canvas, you'll take chapter 15, section 2 quiz. I think there's 6 questions that are on there. Do that one on Canvas. I'll try to hold this thing in my hand. If you need to have a downloaded book at home, you can pause it right here on YouTube, and there you go. All right, you'll go to self-service. You'll download it. It's called the e-textbook. It's the first one. It's Houghton Mifflin Harcourt textbook. You'll download it. It'll put up a tab that says, what book do you want to join? There's your code, 7D4JMV. From there, you can download sections. We're in section 4, unit 4. It'll download it real fast at school because we got like plus 200 megabytes per second. Or if you go try to do it at home, some of you got 13 and the little speedometer thing barely moves. Okay. Or you're trying to play Fortnite and all of a sudden your dude's glitching and somebody's killing you. Okay. So you got to use the faster speeds when you're at school to download it. So that when you go home, again, you can use it without Wi-Fi and you don't have to download it there. Okay. If anybody needs help with that, if you plan on and you need it, for sure, 100% do it. If you're not ever going to use it because it works or you're just not planning on reading the book at home, then don't use it because that burns one of our subscriptions. So it's up to you, though. You got an opportunity. Don't tell me that I couldn't log on because at least you could download your book and then you're good to go. All right. Anybody have any questions? All right. That is it for today.